Prasad, Eye Institute founder and chairman, most respected Gullapalli Nageshwara garu, గౌరవనీయులు మన స్థానిక పార్లమెంట్ సభ్యులు డాక్టర్ రంజిత్ రెడ్డి గారు, గౌరవ శాసనసభ్యులు కాళే యాదయ్య గారు, గౌరవనీయులు ఇన్కమింగ్ చైర్మన్ ఇస్ ఐ థింక్ 1st October అన్నారు కానీ ఈ సంవత్సరం వచ్చే సంవత్సరం సీరియస్లీ. సో ఇస్ లాస్ట్ టైమ్ ఐమ్ షేరింగ్ పోడియం విత్ యూ యాజ్ ఐ నో 1 week to go. సో డాక్టర్ ప్రశాంత్ గార్గ్ గౌరవనీయులు, ఈరోజు ఇక్కడ మనందరం కూర్చుని మాట్లాడుకుంటున్నామంటే దానికి కారణం, దానికి కారకులు మరి ఈరోజు తన ఔదార్యంతో ఎల్వి ప్రసాద్ ఐ ఇన్స్టిట్యూట్కి 7 సంవత్సరాల విలువైన సమయాన్ని మాత్రమే కాకుండా తన ఔదార్యంతో దాతృత్వంతో ఇక్కడ టెక్నాలజీ సెంటర్కి ఆత్మకూరి రామం పూర్ణిమ టెక్నాలజీ సెంటర్కి ఉదారంగా ముందుకు వచ్చి ఈరోజు ఇతోధికంగా సహాయం చేసిన గౌరవనీయులు రామం గారు, వారి శ్రీమతి పూర్ణిమ గారు. ఐ థింక్ దే డిజర్వ్ a big round of applause, guys. To the entire family of LV Prasad Eye Institute and to the friends, to all my friends from the media. మీ అందరికీ ముందుగా హృదయపూర్వకంగా శుభాకాంక్షలు to the entire family of LV Prasad. I've been a part of many of your milestones, Nag. Now I think I've been visiting your hospital. I was there when Srujana was launched, the Center for Innovation. I am now here for your Center for Technology. I was also there, I think, on a couple of occasions when you had dignitaries coming from Government of India and elsewhere. So it's always fabulous, meeting you, talking to you, kind of energizes us, gives us more enthusiasm and gives us, see how a gentleman who could have looked at greener pastures, who could have simply refused to come back to India, and I think Pratibha would nod in agreement, who could have simply stayed put in the United States after his education, after his professional degrees and everything, and after what was awaiting him there, chose not to and has come back to a very, అంటే ఇప్పుడైతే ఇండియా గ్లామరస్ 2021 సంవత్సరంలో కానీ 1978 1986లో ఇండియా ఇంత గ్లామరస్ కాదు, ఇప్పుడున్నంత గ్లామరస్ కాదు 35 ఏళ్ల కిందట. కాబట్టి ఆ రోజు మీరు తీసుకున్న నిర్ణయం అమెరికాలోనో ఇంకో చోట ఉండకుండా నేను నా దేశానికి వెళ్ళి ఎంతో కొంత నాకు తోచినంత సేవ చేస్తాననే దృక్పథం ఏదైతే మీలో ఉందో, దట్ హస్ రియలీ లెడ్ టు a brilliant institution of world-class standards without a question in our own city, in our own country. There are very few institutes, Nag, which I meet several people, I go to several institutes as part of my job. That's literally my fiduciary responsibility. But I can vouch for it, I can say it with a lot of confidence. There are very few institutions in India which can match up to LV Prasad standards. So my compliments to you on a terrific job. This might sound like a send-off message, but it's not. I know you're going to be around, I know you're going to be involved in a lot more activity, and I'm sure Pratibha will definitely mind it, but I'm sure he will continue to he will continue to do what you don't at all, right? So therefore, my compliments to you, sir, on building a beautiful ecosystem. What I am amazed about today in meeting you guys, like Ramam Garu said and also like Dr. Ramesh pointed out, you have the complete ecosystem here. Literally, you have people who can validate, you have people who can identify the pain points, you have the people who can produce solutions, and then the ability to scale up. I think that's equally important. And what I would like to offer from the state is, because I was looking at all the products that have been manufactured here or that are being used here, like in the case of any other medical device in the country, more than 80% of our med devices are currently imported. We have Honorable Prime Minister telling us, make in India, make for the world, make in India. We have Honorable Chief Minister of Telangana, KTR Garu, goading us to bring more investments, create more job opportunities to our youngsters here. In line with his vision, Honorable Chief Ministers, we have actually launched a very large medical devices park, at Sultanpur, abutting the outer ring road. It has in fact taken off really well. In fact, as I was pointing out earlier, we have more than 28 companies which have taken land and which are at an advanced stage of completing their project. What I would strongly request Nageshwara Garu and Dr. Prashant Garg and even Dr. Sri Ramam Garu is if we can actually get all the guys who manufacture your medical devices for eye care, for ophthalmology, I think I'd be more than happy to create a small cluster within the med devices park, and we can give them customized incentives, and we can even have LV Prasad kind of play the sheet anchor role, kind of having everybody around and kind of grooming everybody into making more in Telangana, making more in India for the rest of us. I think that would go very well with our own, slogan of Atmanirbhar Bharat, self-reliant India. Adi matrame kakunda, what I really like about LV Prasad is the way you guys have gone about creating smaller hubs in smaller towns, including my constituency, Sirsila. We have created towns and we have created hubs, and then you have also started looking at a hub and spoke model and started looking at an ambitious target. In fact, he was just telling me, the gentleman never tires, he was just telling me that your district could be the first district where there's no eye care problem among children in the next few years, if you do it well and if you plan it well, is what he told me. Sir, as you know, Honorable Chief Minister and his vision for eye care is also laudable. In fact, about 3 years ago, he launched a program which is one of its kind and possibly one of the biggest in the world, called as Kanti Velugu. It was a screening camp for nearly every citizen in Telangana, and what he had intended to do was start building records of each and every citizen in the state. Be it eye care problems or ENT problems or other healthcare problems, his intent is to create a digital health profile of the entire state. In that context, we have made a beginning in the right earnest. We are piloting in a couple of districts. I am delighted to learn from Vipin and yourself as well that your electronic medical records have already crossed 1 crore consults or 60 lakh unique records. Compliments to you, sir, on being ahead of us. But I would want you to kind of join us in our effort also, because I think if you already have 60 lakh records, I should definitely latch onto them and use them to build up, further database. So I would request the local MP Garu, Dr. Ranjit Reddy particularly, because he is also somebody who's very, very keen to try new ideas, provide as much service to people as possible. I'd request him to collaborate with you in not only bringing Vipin to the State Health Secretary and our team to understand how we can do a better job of the health profile, but also in Vikarabad, Ranjit Reddy garu, మీరు కనుక అనుకొని వికారాబాద్ కేంద్రంగా ఒక కార్యక్రమం స్టార్ట్ చేసినట్టయితే, సెంటర్ ఫర్ సైట్ అన్నారు ఇందాక, అది స్టార్ట్ చేసినట్టయితే దాన్ని ఎలా చేయవచ్చు, ఈ స్థానికంగా ఉండే పిల్లల్లో కూడా కంటి చూపు సమస్య లేకుండా ఎట్లా చేయవచ్చు అనేది కూడా మీరు కొద్దిగా గైడ్ చేస్తే ఐల్ బి గ్రేట్ఫుల్. As always, like I told you, it's always a pleasure sharing the podium with you, sharing some thoughts, sharing some ideas, and always a pleasure seeing the kind of ecosystem and the kind of people, passionate people you have created in this wonderful institute, Nag. So all the very best to you, and if there's anything that the government can do, the state can do to support your laudable efforts, we'll try and do our best. Once again, my compliments, Ramam Garu. I think the institute should have been named Purnima Ramam, not the other way around, right? Boss's name always comes first, like you pointed out. So therefore, compliments to you on this wonderful center for technology, and I hope many, many more innovations come from this center. I hope many, many more path-breaking discoveries which will help our children, which will help our people come from this center. Thank you very much.